Amid those troubling numbers, students will have to wait 2 days longer than planned to return to school. Attendance limits will also be slashed drastically in sport arenas and concert venues. And nobody from the Ford government was available to speak today, but instead, the Chief Medical Officer of Health was left to make the announcement.
Our children have sacrificed a lot in the last 20 months, and I think it's a positive statement to ensure our schools stay open.
The decision isn't unprecedented, as Ontario becomes the latest Canadian province to delay the start of school in the new year. Classes were supposed to begin on Monday. Instead, that has been pushed back until Wednesday, a difference of just 2 days.
The Minister of Health, in partnership with this office, had already given direction on testing before the return. So we have that safety buffer to ensure children don't return to school who test positive.
Officials are now moving quickly to deploy 3,000 extra HEPA air filter units to school boards. That's in addition to the 70,000 already in service. Medical-grade N95 masks will also be provided to staff. Those are measures NDP leader Andrea Horvat says could have been in place months ago.
Our children in Ontario are paying the price of decisions that have been made by Doug Ford and his government. We all know that schools should be the last to close and the first to open.
Part of the plan to keep schools open appeared to come at the expense of sports teams, theaters, and concert venues. Places like Scotiabank Arena will now be limited to 1,000 spectators, down sharply from the current capacity of 10,000. Venues that hold less than 1,000 people will be capped at 50% capacity.
I understand that we're all tired and just want this pandemic to be over. Unfortunately, though, we need to get through this Omicron wave.
All of the uncertainty triggered by Omicron is weighed heavily on the minds of parents who are now trying to balance both the physical and mental health of their kids, with schools now set to reopen in just 6 days.
We're hoping that they can go back to school and they can spend time with their friends.
I don't think they should go back to in-person learning. It just doesn't make sense right now with how fast this is spreading.
Thus far, I think the schools have done a really good job of, controlling the spread in the schools. So, we're willing to go with it. I think the benefits for us outweigh the cons.
Students will notice several changes when they do return to school on Wednesday. Many music classes and high-risk sports will be paused, and cohorting of students will also be minimized as much as possible.